We are back tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another season, the 2014 B season of the WSVR BTCC, and you're watching it live here on Doom Maestable 2. My name's Squire. I'll be taking you through the races here this evening. Now, we will be a little bit late on schedule. The reason being is because on my end I'm just still trying to sync in, and if you're not familiar, and if you're still trying to familiarise yourself a little bit here, we're not going to be using the Doom Maestable Sports logo anymore, because that's now transformed into Avid Sports, and unfortunately we're not going to be broadcasting on Avid Sports tonight. The reason being is because the dedicated WSVR channel, yes, there is a dedicated WSVR channel. Subscribe when it launches. Unfortunately, it will not be launched until 2015. I was going to launch it around this weekend, but unfortunately due to a little bit of issues of enabling live streaming, I have to wait until next year until I can get a until I am able to live stream again, because I've already reached my limit on enabling live streaming on different channels. So anyway, we'll be broadcasting on Doom Maestable 2 for now. This will be the last season. They'll be broadcast on Doom Maestable, which will be transforming to Avid Sports 2, Avid Sports, like I said, and there will be also on Avid Sports. It will be the first ever broadcast on rFactor 2 from 2015 onwards. So it should be really exciting here. So the 2014 B season. This should be an absolute packer, I should say. We got new teams. Some new, some old, and some that have not even had the guts to take part. Those who haven't, surprisingly, is the Racing Association team of both Kevin Mass and Jan Titz. Both, remember, Kevin Mass was world champion before we went into the summer break, and basically he's gone. Yeah, that's right, he's gone. Jan Titz is gone as well. So Racing Association is unfortunately no more. So with that in mind, let's just have a look at who the teams and drivers are for the 2014 B season of the WSVR BTCC. So if I can just find it. So yeah, these are the teams that will be in this season of the BTCC. Oh my God, I thought I found it then. I do apologise, but so we'll just start them in the order that we have found so far. For Swiss Motion, will be Roy Wisner and Jim Self. They will be driving in Fords in the usual Ford Mondeo that was used in the early season. They'll be using cars numbers 6 and 7. In the Ed Sport GTR will remain Matthew Lewis, but in comes Chris English. They will both be driving in the M Sport, but they're different cars. Chris English will be using the Focus, while Matthew Lewis will be using his usual Volvo. The Carlin division of M Sport will be an independent team, which will be driven by none other than Simon Crane. He'll be using the Volvo S60 as well. P1 Rockstar, which was, I think, is an affiliation of what used to be P1 Gaming Racing and Rockstar Racing, but now has just been merged into one, which will be driven by a former P1 driver Daniel Hahn and former Rockstar driver Christian Bram. They'll be driving in the Citroen C4. There'll be different liveries, but we'll get used to them in time. HPR, which will be basically the sister team to P1 Rockstar, which will be driven by former Rockstar driver Michael Pishman, who's be doing the German commentary tonight. More information on that. And Mats Husfeld, who was former teammate to Daniel Hahn in the P1 gaming car. Next, we have the Quatermass Motorsport, which will be in there last year in the Mercedes car. Before moving on, they'll be driven by the usual driver of Max Spooner, and he'll be joined in by Miles Dixon. They'll be using cars number 63 and 52. Podikova will be using the Alpha engines this year. They'll be driven by Denis Manaziv, which will be in car number 17, and Javica Dudukovic, which will be in car number 98. Race Hub is a new team to the BTCC this year, which will be driven by the Russell brothers of Mark Russell and Christian Russell. They'll be driving in the Chevrolet Cruises, their cars 66 and 67, and they've made their WSVR debuts in the WSVR's version of the Blackpan World Endurance Championship, which took place earlier this year. Next up, we have Kitty Litter Racing, which has changed the car this year. It will be a Pug, or no, I don't think it's called Pug. I think maybe that's short for Peugeot. I don't know. Which will be driven by Welshman Andy Horton in car 76, and Rob Mason, which will be in car 99. Monster Energy Racing will be driven in Chevrolet Cruisers by Neil Bateman, which unfortunately did not appear in the last couple of races here, but is hoping to get back onto the road this time round. Then we got Glenn Guest, which will be driving in car 23. They will be in a Chevrolet Cruise as well. Now we're moving on to another new team called Cosmo Autosport, which will be driven by newly promoted driver Joshua Anderson. He'll be driving in the Volvo C60. Quite a really weird name, Cosmo Autosport. We'll talk to Josh if we do get an interview with him after tonight's races, which will highly unlikely at the moment, the way the sync is going, but we are getting there. But anyway, let's move on to more teams. Lumina Competition, which will be driven by both Tom Kittermeyer and new driver Simon Ward. They will be in both the Mercedes C-Class and a Honda Accord. Those are the new teams. Next new team is TMD Factory Team, which will be driven by Guernsey driver Ben Haxon, something like that. He'll be in car number 12. His license is currently pending at the moment, so highly unlikely that he might. Actually, we have confirmed that he might be promoted a couple of days ago, so he'll be most likely be driving. He'll be using a Honda Civic. Nice one there. Pro Race 100. This is not a new team, which will be driven by Tony Barker, and it's just going to be called Pro Race, not Kislev, something like that. It will just be Pro Race. Tony Barker in the Chevrolet Cruise. Next is Octane 100 Motorsport. It'll be driven by my last co-commentator last season, which was Graham Foster. He'll be driving in the Chevrolet Cruise. Then we move on to two new teams, which will be Millennium Motorsport, which will be driven by Bradley Durbin. He'll be in the Chevrolet Cruise. And TSR Terriart. That's a really strange name, which will be driven by Russell Brewis in the Honda Civic. So that is the lineup. Now let's have a look at what the calendar is going to look forward to for the 2014 B season of the WSVR BTCC. So this is what the calendar looks like. will be started tonight at Rockingham Speedway if I am able to broadcast in time. Most likely halfway through qualifying, but sorry for that. Which will be taken on the 5th of September, which is today. Then in about 14 days' time, we'll be heading off to London for the second round of the season. Silverstone will be on the 26th of September, which will be the last September race of the season. Then we'll move on into October with Brands Hatch on the 10th of October. Unlikely if it's going to be the Grand Prix layout or the IndyCar layout. We'll find out a little bit as time goes on. Then the 5th round will be at Knockhill in Scotland on the 24th of October. And then on Halloween, yes, you heard that right, Halloween, which is the 6th round of the season, which will be taking place at Croft. Moving on into November, and this race will take place about 3 days after the cemetery of those who died in World War One. Yes, Remembrance Day. That race will be taking place at Alton Park in Cheshire. Nice place to go. Thruxton will be on the 28th of November. That is the 7th round. Then the penultimate round, which will be into the Christmas season, which will be at Stutterton on the 5th of December, and then the last race of the season will be taking place at Donington Park before we move on to the Christmas season, and that is the 2014 B season of the WSVR BTCC, and the last season that we'll be hosting on rFactor 1. Quite a sad occasion, to be honest. Yeah, so the drivers are ready, cars are ready, calendar is sorted. We just need to wait for this now. If you want to make sure you get broadcast at the same time as well. Yeah. Oh yes. Speaking of broadcast detail, this season will be the first season, I think, from my point of view, which both English broadcasts and German broadcasts will be combined. So if you want to watch footage of the race as it is at the moment, so I suggest you head over to the German broadcast now on stimrace.tv. I will leave a link in the comments if I can in about a few moments. And yeah, just if you want to still listen to English broadcasts, I do apologise for this time at the moment. I'm still syncing on my end, but you can always look forward to what's happening in practice or what happens if it's going to qualifying at the moment. So please bear with me with that one. You can always head over to simrace.tv, or if you do not want to do that and just like to listen to my boring voice for the next couple of minutes, or no voice at all, I suggest you stay here for the English broadcast here on Do My Simple 2. So yeah, that's not much to talk about at the moment. What else should I talk about before we go into the broadcast? Oh yes, the Avid Sports schedule has been sorted out for this weekend. If I can just get the calendar up, what's going to happen this weekend? We do believe that the live practice and live qualifying and race for the Italian Grand Prix for Formula 1 which will begin this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, which at around 3 o'clock, will be action from will be live updates from the Welsh Premier League. Can't get action for the Barclays Premier League; they're not playing this weekend. So yeah, we'll have to make do with that one. So yeah, I'm just really boring everyone now. But anyway, yeah. So here is the full sports lineup. Avid Sports won this Sunday. It was going to take place last Sunday, but though the officials at F1 NRC decided to reschedule it, which will be the British Grand Prix from 7 o'clock this Sunday, British summertime. And also British summertime this weekend, like I mentioned earlier, Formula 1 Italian Grand Prix, live updates for both qualifying and race, full of them, on Saturday and Sunday, both from 5 to 1 in the afternoon. And then Avid Sports 3, like I said, team matches will be having English updates from the Welsh Premier League. Those matches are Newtown AFC versus Prestatyn Town and Port Talbot versus Kefin Druids. Those will be from 2:30 onwards. on Saturday. So all things happening there. Was going to do Friday matches tonight, but though due to clash with the BTCC, you can't do it. So meh. So yeah, all things a little bit confusing, but yeah, we're just getting it done now. We will get it done. So yeah, concerning the broadcast, if you want to see what's happening at the moment, you can always tune in to the German broadcast on simrace.tv now. I believe they've gone into qualifying. Oh, we'll find out in a sec. Just give me a sec. Yeah, it's simrace.tv, and it's on channel 1. So all things might be a little bit awkward between me here talking here now. But though I am able to get pictures here on simrace.tv, but though once I get onto the circuit, then we'll be really live into action. So I do apologise if things are not going the way it's supposed to be at this present time, but we'll get it done soon as we get through with it. But what I do understand is that practice is over at it is over at the moment. So I believe qualifying is starting now, but though I'm about 15 seconds or 30 seconds behind from the simrace.tv broadcast point of view. So, but by the way, we are going to be finishing the sync now. So I do apologise for that in advance. But anyway, you know what? We're just going to mute my voice for now, and we'll get back to you once we sort it out. Don't go away. The syncing on my end is nearly finished, so but it will take a little bit longer a bit. So I do apologise in advance, and we'll get back to you once we have a picture. But I can tell you at this moment in time I am about 30 seconds behind. But Matt Husfeld is currently in pole position at the moment. English is in second. Manaziv third. Who's that? I'm not used to missing names at the moment, so please bear with me. I don't know who's in fourth place, but fifth place is Hahn, sixth is Dudukovic, Foster is in seventh, eighth is Self, ninth is just gone down to 10th a bit, but Lewis has taken over from fifth place of whoever that was. So yeah, those are what is at the moment. I'll be back in a sec. Also, a little bit of an update here. Hahn is currently in pole position at the moment. English is in second. Hutsfeld is in third. Just spun off just early. I've seen it on the broadcast just now. Lewis is in fourth. Barker in fifth. Manazeve sixth. Bateman in seventh. Don't know who that is in eighth. Worcester in ninth, and Self is in 10th. More updates to come when we get back to them, or hopefully get back on track. See you in a bit. Okay, we can confirm that qualifying is over. Hahn is in pole position, English in second, Hutsfeld in third, Lewis in fourth, Barker is in fifth. Oh, I just missed it out. Right, we'll be back in about a few seconds. Don't go away, hopefully. Right, sorry for being a bit late, but we are live here and the race has got underway, which I do really deeply apologise for. It just starts, organisers went too fast. I'm just all over the place. Bugger it. But we are live here, and some strange reason, just like the previous Rockingham race, is starting to do those flashes again. But none the matter, we are racing. Max Husfeld is currently leading ahead of Matthew Lewis. Then we got, might as well do. So Chris English in third, fourth is Barker, fifth is Worcester, sixth Manaziv, seventh. Worcester just been overtaken by Manaziv, just going out of turn one. Hahn is behind. Then it is Glenn Guest. Then we got Neil Bateman. Jim Self is in 10th. 11th is Graham Foster, or is he? No, he's 10th. Graham Foster just overtaken Jim Self for 10th place. Behind them is Jürgen Hoffman. He's a new guy here. Well, basically not a new guy. New guy in the past, but he is a new guy this season. So, okay, we're on the legend being returning. Okay, so anyway, Javica Dudukovic in 13th, 14th is Ward, 15th is Durbin, 16th is Kittemir, 17th is Russell, 18th is Brewis, and that is that so far. Max Husfeld currently leading nicely here, and he's still currently in first place as it stands at the moment. So it's 15 laps to go, or 14 laps to go if he goes past this other bits here. So yeah, do apologise if I'm going all over the place. All these things are happening at the moment, so yeah, I do apologise for that. So let's see if there's any overtakes going on happening. There is one now between Foster and Self. Is Self gonna go on the attack and get past Graham here? Is unlikely to be so. Wait, but Graham's gone a little bit wide. No, it doesn't seem to be. Matt Husfeld just set the fastest lap of the race, and we have got a yellow flag somewhere. No, it doesn't seem to be. Oh, wait a minute. Self in mate. Oh, that slide. So Foster's position in 10th place is really under threat from Jim Self. Remember, Jim Self only won one race last year, and he's willing to put that more to the test as he goes against Foster. Now Foster is really under threat from the Swiss Merchant driver. You're watching it here live on the English broadcast here on YouTube. Do Mostable 2 and on Squire. I'll be taking you through. So anyway, Foster really under threat from Self. Let's have a look further up the field, and we have got a little bit of a battle between Worcester and Hahn going for the last couple of corners. Hahn nearly had the chance to get past Worcester, just really didn't get some more on the power there. But anyway, a couple of laps down, and we're still known as Husfeld is leading, Lewis in second, English in third, Barker in fourth, fifth is Manaziv, sixth is Worcester, seventh is Hahn. Glenn Guest is in 8th. 9th place is actually Glenn Guest again, because Neil Bateman has just gone past his teammate, so Neil Bateman is now in 9th. 10th place is Foster, or is it? No, it isn't. He's been overtaken by Jim Self. Or no, they're swapping positions. They're just swapping positions all the time. Make up your mind, lads. If you want to get in front, then make sure you cut off the guy in front once you overtaken them. Oh, doesn't seem to be going. Oh, that drift there from Self. Self really needs to get on the power if he wants to get past him at this moment in time. So anyway, Foster is still in 10th. 11th is still Jim Self. Jürgen Hoffman is in 12th. 13th is Dudukovic ahead of Durbin, who is in 14th. 15th is Kittemir ahead of Ward in 17th, in 16th. 17th is Mark Russell ahead of Russell Brewis in 18th place. Oh, look at that bonnet! Just look on the front of the Civics, just out of shape, really out of shape. So Mansfield still leading. We've only got about 12 laps to go here at Rockingham Forest. I'm confusing names. Rockingham Speedway, and we got a little bit of a drift there from Chris English. Remember, this is Chris English's first drive for M Sport GTR in the in that Ford there. Remember M Sport is using different cars this year to accommodate with those handling of those who are driving the previous year's cars. English is still used to the Ford, while Matthew Lewis is still used to Volvo, and Matthew Lewis really putting the pressure on English. The former champion can't be dawdling time with his teammates, and also, if you may have noticed already in the previous broadcast I mentioned, he's the league owner, and English might have a chance. No, doesn't really get on the power there. Barker sits behind them in 4th. 5th place is Worcester, ahead of Manaziv and Hahn. Glenn Guest behind them in 9th. 10th place is it 10th place? No, Neil Bateman's in 9th. 8th is Glenn Guest. 9th is Bateman. 10th is Self. 11th is Foster, ahead of Jurgen Hoffman. Dudukovic is in 13th. 14th is Durbin, ahead of Ward, Kitterbeer, and then we've got Brewis and Russell. And Russell just got a little bit wide there. Russell not having as much pace as he normally would. I mean, normally the Russell brothers really would accelerate in the World Endurance Championship, which is organised by WSVR as well. But though Russell just really hasn't got the pace to really catch up on them in the Chevrolet. Just doesn't really get into it. I mean, listen to this, and compared to Brewis in front, Brewis really puts the power down, but Russell doesn't really put the power down. Let's have a look where he goes, like through corners. Really tidy through the corners, no risk taking whatsoever, and we got a little bit of a no. It doesn't really look like it to be contact. No, it doesn't look like it. And we have got a huge battle going on between for 5th and 8th place, between 4th and 8th place, which is between Manaziv, Glenn Guest, Daniel Hahn, and Neil Bateman. So even though we are a little bit late behind the broadcast schedule, we are really flying here. And I will be flying next race when I say lights down, away we go, but not in this race due to being a little bit late. And whoa, that was a very, very disturbing touch from both the Chevrolets of Bateman and Glenn Guest. Bateman, what is he doing? What is Neil Bateman doing? That's outrageous to what he did to Glenn Guest there. Absolutely outrageous. And I believe that Barker's just gone a little bit back as well, but that was a little bit outrageous from both teammates there. They're trying to reenact a Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg moment. Doesn't really go to plan, and yeah, just unacceptable. Really, really unacceptable. But anyway, back to the front, and Matt Hesfeld is leading very, very comfortably. Is he going to make a Kevin Mass and hopefully get back up there, or is he just going to keep it calm around this time? He's only got about 10 laps to go, not much he can battle with at the moment. So Matt Hesfeld still leading ahead of English and Lewis in 3rd. 4th place is Worcester. 5th is Manaziv ahead of Daniel Hahn in 6th. 7th is Glenn Guest ahead of Bateman in 8th. 9th place is Self, and 10th place is Tony Barker. Graham Foster is in 11th, Jurgen Hoffman in 12th, Jovica Dudukovic in 13th, 14th is Durbin, and 15th is Kittermeer, and 16th is Ward, 17th is Brewis, and 18th is Mark Russell. And Dudikovic is really pushing the limits of his Panikova Alfa Romeo there, really pushing it to the limits. But make sure to not push it much to the limits, otherwise he will go off the track. Meanwhile, if I have a look around, nothing else much going on. No overtaking battles at the moment. They're still in the same position, unless things happen soon. Doesn't seem to be. They might do coming down into corner now. Let's just have a look. People going a bit wide for that corner, but they are racing, so we'll leave them to it. Hasfield still leading. Durbin, really, I don't know if I would say struggling. He's just really performing a little bit slow here. I mean, his entire front's gone. The entire front's gone except for the bonnet, which is absolutely amazing for him in a Millennium Motorsports car. And English has just posted the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 22.8. And more battles again between those two Monster Energy drivers of Neil Bateman and Glenn Guest. But though, is Glenn Guest going to get past Denis Manaziv? That is the real question, if he's going to get past him. And here comes Glenn Guest, but though he's got a little bit wide. Here's Neil Bateman's opportunity. Is Neil Bateman going to get onto the inside? No, doesn't really get there. 7 laps to go, and we've just gone past the halfway point. So anything can happen in this race here. You're watching it live, the English broadcast here on Do Meisterable 2. And oh, we got contact once again between the Monster Energy cars. What are they doing? And Bateman just rage quit. Bateman has just rage quit. He's out. He's out. Is Glenn Guest going to go as well, or does he keep on going? No, he's keeping on going. What was those two doing? Just what are they doing? What is going on in their heads? I mean, are they trying to get? Oh, yeah. And now he's just confirmed that he's got brake problems, and he has apologised. So Bateman. I mean, why would he have brake problems? If he had brake problems, then he obviously should have had a look at them just before the race, or if he's having brake problems that much, he should quit anyway. But no, he kept on racing. He made contact with Glenn Guest. Boom, they're gone. He's gone. So anyway, 6 laps to go, and yeah, we just got one retirement in the form of Neil Bateman. And Matt Hatzfeld is about to make a lap on the driver for the first time this season, which will be on Mark Russell in the Race Hub Chevrolet. And as Chris English got a little bit wide, yeah, he has got a little bit wide, but we can confirm that he has passed Lewis, and he's just passed Russell as the back marker. But where is Lewis? There he is in 3rd. 4th place is Wissner ahead of Daniel Hahn in 5th. 6th is Manaziv, 7th is Self, 8th is Barker, 9th is Foster, 10th is Hoffman, Dudikovic in 11th, Glenn Guest in 12th, Durbin in 13th, Ketamir in 14th, Brewis in 15th, Ward in 16th, and Russell down in 17th. Bateman has retired. There is me, and there is the German broadcast from simrace.tv. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm back. It's great to be back, but not with a bang. That's the unfortunate thing. But anyway, back onto this race, and Matt Hatzfeld still leading with 5 laps to go. Chris English is in second, but he's really closing up on Husfeld. Husfeld might be under pressure a little bit here. He's only got about 5 laps to go, and if he's unable to pick up the pace in the remaining 5 laps of the race, then he could be able, and this is he could be able to surrender the lead to Chris English if he tried, but right now doesn't seem to be like that. So anyway, top 3 consists of Husfeld, English and Lewis. Worcester behind them. Then we got Hahn, Self, Manziv, Barker, Foster. He's 9th, and 10th is Hoffman. Doesn't seem to be more overtaken at the moment, but wait a minute, there is a close battle between Manaziv and Self, and Barker if he is able to get involved in the action. Let's go on board with Manaziv, and Self is really slowed down by Mark Russell there, which could give Manaziv the opportunity to pass him. But wait a minute, Barker might have the chance for an overtake, for an attacking move on him too. But right now, doesn't seem to be getting on it at this moment in time. And there goes Manaziv. Nice overtaking move on Self. Or does he? Self is trying on the outside, but no, Manaziv shuts the door on him. A quite aggressive move there from Manaziv, but manages to get the job done. He is now up into 6th place ahead of Self. So yeah, Manaziv is now up into 6th, Self is 7th. Barker still involved in the fight, but I can catch up a little bit later on. But there's still loggerheads. There's still 4 laps to go, and this pairing do not want to give up on the fight just now. Is Manaziv going to go a little bit wide? Does go a little bit wide, but does Self really have the opportunity to get past him? Manaziv trying to shut the door on the outside, but will this prevent Self from making a move on him on the inside? Yes, it will, because it just doesn't really have the reaction time to actually get past him. Now, here we go again. 3 laps to go, and pretty much all to play for in the final 3 laps of the race, of race 1 here at Rockingham Speedway. And Self is just retaking Manaziv on the yep, he's just overtaking Manaziv. An absolutely fantastic overtake there from Jim Self, and they're going to make, yeah, they made contact, but Self makes it through, forces his way through. Nicely done from the Swiss Motion driver. He's now back up into 6th. Manaziv back down into 7th. He will be furious with that, but Manaziv is hoping to get back in front of the Swiss Motion driver. Nice drifting there from Manaziv. Let's go back up to the front now, see what the situation is there like that at the moment. Chris English all over the place, while Husfeld is much more cool, calm and collected at this moment in time. So Husfeld really got his eyes on the prize here for race 1. He might be the pace setter for this season, but though who will catch up to him? Will Chris English reign as champion yet again, or will Husfeld take Kevin Masters' reigns as champion? We'll find out soon. We're into the final 2 laps of race 1 here at Rockingham Speedway of the WSVR BTCC 2014 B season. Any more overtakes going on at this moment in time? Doesn't seem to be. Wait a minute, Russell has overtaken Ward. Yeah, he has overtaken Ward, but Ward is able to get back on the power here. Let's just, come on, switch cameras action. Come on, there we go. So Chris English, by the way, while we're waiting for that, has just posted a new fast lap of the race, 1 minute 22.5, and Ward could be eyeing up on the pass here for, and oh dear, Russell's gone wide, terribly wide. Ward makes that easy, but though he's gone a little bit wide too. But Russell has gone hugely wide. What is he doing? Ward is now open to 16th. Russell down into 17th place. We only got one retirement at the moment in Neil Bateman. That is all to say at this present time. And while we're waiting for that, we can confirm that Max Husfeld is about to begin the 16th and final lap of race 1 here at Rockingham Speedway, round 1 of the 2014 WSVR BTCC season. And you're watching it live here on Do My Sport 2, the only place where you can watch this live and exclusively in English, and on YouTube as well. So yeah, Max Husfeld most likely to win the race, but if he makes a mistake in the last lap, then that means that English can take the spoils. But right now, at the moment, it's looking a good result for the M Sport GTR team. Or is it? Because Lewis is pretty much under threat at the moment from Roy Wissner in the Swiss Motion, but he's drifting all over the place, which means that could lose him a little bit of time. So let's go on board with him at the moment. And currently, they're going into the last couple of corners of the race. So Wissner unlikely to get past him anytime soon. But Max Husfeld is going through the last couple of corners now, and Max Husfeld has won the first race of the season here at Rockingham Speedway. What a fantastic result from the P1 Rockstar racing car. Absolutely brilliant. Second place will be Chris English. Third will be Matthew Lewis. Fourth is Wissner. Fifth will be Daniel Hahn. Sixth is Jim Self, ahead of Manziv just overtaken Barker. So they're both 7th and 8th. 9th will be Foster, ahead of Glenn Guest in 10th. Hoffman is in 11th. Dudukovic in 12th. 13th will be, if he crosses the line in time, will be Durbin, ahead of Kittemeyer. Then we got Brewis, Ward and Russell. So that was race. So yeah, that was a race 1 here, and yeah, we'll be back in a sec when we'll have race 2. Don't go away. You're watching it live here on Do My Sport 2. Don't go away. Okay, we can confirm that we are in about a few seconds about to go into race number 2. We just need to wait for a sec.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
And that is the sound that we are ready to go in. And we can confirm that Neil Bateman is not taking part in this race. So yeah, all things could be different here today. Okay, so okay, we can confirm that we are in about... Sorry about that. Restart. Yep, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just having a look at the other broadcast. Lost Denny Manaziv. Oh. Manaziv is basically lost from the grid, and looks like they're going to have to do a restart. So back in a sec once we get Denny Manaziv back. Don't go away. Right, I believe that we can go back to a racing. Now we are back on the grid. We just need to wait for the signal.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, so we are gonna get ready back in to the race 2, and hopefully no interruptions this time. Just having a little bit of issues here. There we go. Okay, so let's get this image off. And yeah, this is what the grid looks like for today, for race 2. Pole position, we have Mr. Mats Husfeld, who just won the last race. Chris English is in second, ahead of Matthew Lewis in third. Roy Wissner will take fourth. Daniel Hahn in fifth, ahead of Jim Self in sixth position. Dylan Manaziv will be in seventh. Tony Barker is in eighth. Graham Foster in ninth, with Glenn Guest in 10th. Jürgen Hoffman is in 11th, with Javeka Dudukovic in 12th. Bradley Durbin in 13th. Tom Kitterbeer in 14th. 15th is Russell Bruce, ahead of Simon Ward in 16th. And no idea who that is. 16th. Most likely to be Mark Russell. Sorry for that. If it wasn't sorted out properly. Yeah, it wasn't sorted out properly. So yeah, just waiting for everyone to get around onto the grid. So yeah, that's everyone I believe on the grid. So we just need to wait for the lights. Race 2 of round 1 here at Rockingham is lights out and away we go. And it's a good start from Mats Husfeld. And Danny Hahn's already got a drive-through penalty already, but Chris English is flying. Is he gonna get past Mats Husfeld, going down into turn 1? And remains to be seen. No, he doesn't. Is there going to be carnage? Oh yes, there's carnage already. There's carnage already. A huge pile up. A huge pile up. So, drivers involved are most likely to be Ward, Manaziv. Is that Manaziv? Yeah, Manaziv and Hahn. They, I think Manaziv has stopped, but no, they're both continuing on. So anyway, back to the front, and it's currently Husfeld still leading. Any more contact there? Yep, there's Mark Russell going all over the place here. So where is Matthew Lewis? Matthew Lewis is right behind there and doesn't seem to improve as much as such at the moment. Yellow flags out where? Don't know yet. So we already got one retirement. It's for Daniel Hahn, who has been given a drive-through penalty, but surely you can't give a drive-through penalty for someone who's just retired from the race. That's basically impossible. I'll just leave you with what is going on like this at the moment. I'll be back. My voice will be back in a sec.